it's your boy, Paul Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Hey, guess what? This your first time tuning in. Go ahead. Hit doggone subscribe button. Hit notification bell. Every time I post up new content. President Trump said, bring them back. He said, bring back Hood, bring back Bragg, bring back Lee, just to name a few. But the $64,000 question is this. Why take the names down in the first place? Now y'all talking about, okay, well, they represented the Confederacy, okay? And then for whatever reason that y'all got against the Confederacy, choke yourself. And yes, I'm saying this because Juneteenth is just around the corner. A lot of y'all thinking, okay, that's the celebration when Abraham Lincoln freed the so-called slave. But I gotta be like, okay, was everybody slaves back then? Right? You know, just okay, look, Dane Calloway, did, you know, influence a lot of this. But but then again, I gotta be like, okay, well, hey, even as a kid, I always wonder why, okay, well, why is this way? Why is that way? And all this kind of stuff. So like a lot of stuff I actually really started researching on my own. And then from if yeah, I mean, just like I say, if you actually like really learn basic geography, and then you like, okay, well, here's the United States, Africa is over here, right? And even by modern day travel, that shit gonna take you anywhere from 30 to 45 days. Now, way back in the day, it took a hell of a lot longer than that. So how the hell is anybody was gonna survive? Right? A lot of people want to sit up here and holler about, okay, well, the Civil War was due to slavery. But then again, everybody that was black, you know, wasn't a slave. Couldn't have been. Because by the time the boat would have reached the dock, right? Everybody in there either would have been dead or been so sick, go and put a bullet in their head. Right? But let's actually like really take it back even further. Y'all did this shit because of who the fuck y'all thought that died. And I'm talking about George Floyd, right? So motherfuckers want to like y'all actually really think that it's so much of a black on white issue to his motherfucking ridiculous. Where that you get where the like I said, depending on where you at, right? That is not the motherfucking case. Now a lot of people might sit up here and call it brainwashing. Just like that ignorant bastard, what is it, Simmons Smith, that I had to deal with on Facebook a couple of days ago, right? And then he had a picture of Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman, and I'm just like, really, motherfucker? It's quite obvious you ain't did your motherfucking history, right? But what I'm saying is this: what's done is done, right? And then if it was that big of an issue, After all of these years, right? If it was that big of an issue, why you wait till 2023 considering what the fuck happened with George Floyd? Why wait that goddamn long? If indeed you knew what the fuck was going on with those names then, why the fuck you wait so goddamn long? See, y'all so full of shit, and then you wonder why I call y'all ragged motherfucker, ignorant motherfucker, stupid motherfucker, or just motherfucker in general. Okay, I really don't know what happened there, right? I don't know. I either said motherfucker too many times, or I'm actually like really putting out some real serious shit here. Y'all make the call on that. But in either case, I did 21 years United States Army. When I retired out of Fort Hood. Right now, I forget what this guy's name is. Right, I don't know if he's Mexican, Hispanic, whatever the case may be. But then, if we actually really gonna talk about taking turns and on how this shit is supposed to be played out, right? Then no motherfucking military installation should be named after no damn Mexican. And I don't mean it well. And I already know you motherfuckers. Oh, he being racist. It's not being racist, people. Shut the fuck up and come. Right? But if you actually really like look at it, okay, like, you know, name somebody after us first before you do that over there. Right? Or just be like, okay, to make things fair, right? Just be like, okay, well, this month we're gonna pick somebody that's so-called African American. And then the next month we're gonna do a Japanese and a Mexican and whatever other ethnic background that actually really made a significant difference when they actually really put on a uniform and served this country the best way that they did and know how. Right? Do it like that. If you just have to do it a particular way, right? But the thing about it though is this, people, if you really don't know what happened during that damn time frame, right? Or let's just say that you're just actually really going off of what the fuck was being told to you. And then you mad because President Trump is bringing back these names. Because I can tell you one sorry ass sack of shit right now that I know he butthurt more than any goddamn body else, and that's DL Hughley or Down Low Hughley, right? Because I already know he gonna bring up the whole slave detail, the Civil War, and all that kind of shit. And him, just like most motherfuckers, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. You just want motherfuckers to hear you bitch as usual. You and Umar, you motherfuckers need to be in the same goddamn room together. Y'all can compare notes. Y'all can cry and hug and motherfucking suck each other's dick and gobble each other's nuts until y'all motherfucking red, white, and blue in the face. Like I actually really give a good goddamn. Right? But here's the deal, right? History is history. This shit happened. And then it's just for the simple fact everybody want to be against the Confederacy. And if you like I say on my previous channel, when all of this shit was taking place, I actually really came out and said, hey, bring back the Confederacy. Because at least them motherfuckers had sense enough to know that, okay, whatever the fuck that was going on at that time, it was fucked up. Right? So they wanted to separate. They wanted to get away from nonsense. So they came up with their own shit. And so for the most part, if nothing else, you at least got to give them that much. Because like I said, we really don't know if it was slaves during that time period, right? And even if they were slaves, see this is where I know y'all fucked up. I mean, because from what was always told to me, if you was a slave, you wasn't allowed to read and write. And so back then, right, if you couldn't read and write, then what use? You pretty much useless. I mean, yeah, a motherfucker can show you how shit go, and then you go do it, right? They might could even write some shit down for you, and you like, hey, go deliver this, right? But it's just for the simple fact that actually, really to be able to sit down and read and write, you know, that within itself is an extraordinary feat, if you ask me, right? And then it's just for the simple fact you also got to look at who the fuck was in office at that particular time. It was a lot of black folks in office during that time. So please tell me, if slavery did indeed happen, why was these motherfuckers in office? Why were these people in the goddamn Civil War? Right? Tell me, I mean, like, y'all was like, okay, because they wanted freedom. Well, look, they was already free. Last time I checked, the United States Army or the United States Armed Forces was a volunteer organization. But if you actually really stop and think about it, every goddamn job out there is a volunteer organization. They advertise themselves. They advertise themselves in such a way that you be like, you know what? I think that I can do that. And then where you carry your ass to? You go down there to their office, to their headquarters. You go fill out, you go fill out the motherfucking application. They look at it. They bring your ass back for an interview. And if you look good enough, if you sound good enough, guess what? You got the motherfucking job. They don't like, hey, you come here, come work for us. I ain't never known for no job, no type of job do that. And then just know this, right? All of those people had names back then. So they actually like really had the people to put their name down on the motherfucking application. So that means that they can read and write, which means they wasn't motherfucking slaves. I already told you about the goddamn boat ride, right? So you lied. You lied somewhere. Now, did the Civil War take place? I mean, if they say it did, then it did, right? But it really doesn't act like really compared to nothing what the fuck is going on right now. Let's just say for shits and giggles that the Civil War never ended. That shit is still going on even right to this day. And y'all thought that that shit ended back in 1865. Just like y'all thinking that the next real serious war will be World War III. Not realizing that what the fuck y'all think the Cold War was? That was World War III back then. See how slow y'all are to keep up with shit? And just like I said, right? The crazy uncle gonna always come at y'all correct. True and correct. Well, a lot of these motherfuckers, like DL Hughley or DL or D Down Low Hughley, they gonna come at you with that bullshit, just like him and Umar Johnson gonna come at y'all with that bullshit. But y'all will listen to them. But you ain't gonna listen to nobody that's actually like really gonna bring you that straight fact. The fact that everybody black, they come over here on no damn boat. And then even if they did, guess what? They wasn't finna be no motherfucking slaves. Just like we wasn't motherfucking slaves. Right? Or if slavery did happen, right? It was probably like at such of a low level, right? That we was like, okay, well, this is what this is. But if you actually really want to sit up here but for those y'all that actually really think that slavery existed, then I could be like, okay, I give you that. And just know, for those y'all that actually really think that slavery existed, y'all are the same motherfuckers that get government assistance right to this day. Especially if you got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the rugrats running around the house. And ain't nobody working. Or if you're working, right, the money is like just so little that it's practically non-existent. So guess what the fuck y'all do? Y'all sit up, lay up on your ass, walking around the house, damn near butt ass naked, wait for the next motherfucker to put another baby in that community pussy, and then there's another $1,500 for you on the earned income tax credit. Just put it out there, right? So for Trump bringing back the old names, I applaud you, dog, right? Because even if he didn't change the names, and if people would have asked me, like, well, hey, look, you served in the army, I was like, yeah. How many years? 21. Where you retired out of? Fort Hood, right? Even if that shit, I'm like, I'll be like, look, I don't give a damn what it's called now. I mean, even if the names wouldn't have changed, that's what I would have said. Look, I don't give a damn what it's called now. I'm telling you what the fuck it was when I was in. Now Trump then put that back in play. I ain't got to worry about now. I ain't got to worry about that now. And anybody else that served and they was at any of these installations, right? We know know the history, or some of us know the history, or we like to think that we know the history. But if you ain't actually really out there doing no goddamn, if you ain't doing no type of research, shut the fuck up and cover. Plain and simple. Old typical nigger, right? Don't know shit. Just go off of what the fuck somebody else tell y'all. So with that being said, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dad, tell Big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa. Motherfucker next door across the street round the corner, Paulus Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Holla at y'all.